they call him, landed at Lindbergh Airport, Paris at 5:24 this afternoon.
Not chain drive.
Look at the head, the radiator's a headrest almost. Yeah, I should snap it for you. To get the valve covers on backwards. Yeah. This one belongs there and that one belongs there. At 1800 1200 cubic inch. 528 pounds. That ain't so much. This is going to open the valve.
They used to use them on the Jeeps years ago. The road Jeeps had carburetors in them.
Oh yeah? Must have been pretty durable.
They first came out with the flag heads.
Pretty fabulous, huh?
Yeah, actually, if you want to take a look at it.
How come they didn't put cover over the chauffeur? What was those?
Yeah, I know it. He's like in the second grade or something.
Oh, no.
According to the other volunteer, he's phenomenal in detail. So, like I said, it's like a 1916, but then
Go check it out.
they had a guard, and of course the guard had to go around town, so if you made your own car legal and chauffeur, that was this. So by 1935, they didn't have much power, so they brought the Packard. The Packard basically took the whole body off and put it on their chassis. That's why it's a Packard straight 8 here.
Well, I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, like you said, it's all open for the driver to get soaked behind the ring.
How much extra would it cost just to put a little forward back?
I know, it's not.
I always thought.
I always think this looks like it might have had a little bit. Actually, Corey's here. Oh no.
But I mean, even if you're watching an old show and the chauffeur's out in front, they're all cozy in the back.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah. But this is
in your face with, I'm better than you.
this is the next thing that he's going to redo the whole interior.
Is it maneuverable at all?
Well, he'll find it. I'm hoping next year maybe he'll get it in the air.
Okay, all right.
Pretty amazing. I think, you know, because it was, you know, of course it was done during the Depression, so only made 4 or 5 of them. And, you know, obviously people didn't have money back then, so it went belly up. But, and you can see the ailerons are out on the wingtips, at least, you know.
Do they go this way?
Yeah, well, you know,
sand is not numerically encoded in any way, but it's got a square cabinet. You got a handle made for it. He's getting up and really came apart. I was always interested in it. And he said, "You want it when I go?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, how was it?
Very good.
Good.
Thanks for the tip on that.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Charlie Lindbergh, he flew to old Berlin, got him a big iron cross, and he flew right back again to Washington, Washington. Mrs. Charlie Lindbergh, she come dressed in red, said, "I'd like to sleep in that pretty White House bed in Washington, Washington." Lindy said to Annie, "We'll get there by and by, but we'll have to split the bed up with Wheeler, Clark, and I in Washington, Washington." Hitler wrote to Lindy, said, "Do your very worst." Lindy started an outfit that he called America First in Washington, Washington. All around the country, Lindbergh, he did fly. Gasoline was paid for by Hoover, Clark, and I in Washington, Washington. Lindy said to Hoover, "We'll do the same as France. Make a deal with Hitler, and then we'll get our chance in Washington, Washington." Then they had a meeting, and all the firsters come on a walk, and they come on a run in Washington, Washington. Yonder comes Father Coughlin wearing the silver chain, gas on his stomach and Hitler on the brain in Washington, Washington. Mr. John L. Lewis was sitting straddle a fence. His daughter signed with Lindbergh, and we ain't seen her since in Washington, Washington. Hitler said to Lindy, "Stall them all you can. Going to bomb Pearl Harbor with the help of old Japan in Washington, Washington." Then on a December morning, the bums come from Japan. Wake Island and Pearl Harbor killed 1,500 men in Washington, Washington. Now Lindy tried to join the army, but they wouldn't let him in. Afraid it'd sell to Hitler a few more million men in Washington, Washington. So I'm gonna tell you people, if Hitler's gonna be beat, common working people has got to take the seat in Washington, Washington. And I'm gonna tell you workers, before you cash in your checks, they say America first, but they mean America next in Washington, Washington.
Kind of cool, huh?
That was wild.
See, I would never have known that. And then it was just Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, I thought I'd send it over to you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. You do a lot of work here.
Yeah. Hi. Come on in. Sure. No extra charge.
I brought my uncle. He'd love to put his head in. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell him if you don't mind.
Come on in.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
They went belly up, and there's none in existence, and there's very little information on them. There's no drawings or anything, and there is one 3-view drawing of it, and that's what I'm working off of.
Wow.
And
Are you gonna fly this yourself?
well, if I live long enough to finish it.
How far off do you think you are?
Well, 90% done. I got 90% to go.
Yeah, devil's in the details, huh?
Yeah.
You get all these, are these all little finish nails that are sawed off and glued? Is that?
Yeah, the gussets are plywood.
Yeah.
And the nails just act as clamps to hold the pressure on until the glue dries.
Right.
And once the glue is dry, those nails don't serve any purpose.
No, it's just a means at the end, huh?
What kind of glue?
Resourceful. That's waterproof, that's FAA approved and all of that.
It's not Elmer's then,
No.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. That's what we're here for.
Oh, is that it?
This is the engine. And this was an engine mount from something else, which you extra amount.
There you go. Okay, I get a picture of what
Yeah,
that
and
is.
then it gets bolted onto the, so this is a Franklin 65 horse.
huh? Right, you know,
Yeah. Dual ignition.
I was looking for a, like, coming. We lived on Williamsport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the original engine for this particular model was an A40 Continental, 37 horsepower.
Yep.
And at that horsepower, the airplane would do almost 100 mile an hour top speed.
It must be aerodynamic.
And yeah, it would land at 23 miles an hour. Well, there's a model of it on the table.
Yeah, it's
it's like a frisbee, huh?
Yeah, same idea.
How many horses is this motor?
This is 65 horse.
So you should get a little more than four.
Yeah,
huh?
the other two examples that they made, they put 70 horsepower engines in them. This is a single place airplane.
Okay.
The other two that they made were 2-place. And it had a nose wheel, a little different design, but same basic wing design. So since there's no construction drawings, I have no information on the size and dimensions of the tubing and stuff. So eyeball engineering, I'm probably going a little bit heavier. So,
But you have a little extra horsepower.
more horsepower. Plus, this is a more reliable engine than the A40
What
Continental.
make is this engine?
This is a Franklin.
Who does your managed and distributed work?
Savage,
Where were they out of?
California.
Oh, okay.
Riverside, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, they've been in business for years. Issued to anything else. And the FAA has a whole list of numbers that aren't issued. And if some guy wants a special number, like his birthday or something like that, or wedding anniversary, you know, they can get that number. So,
It's open to you though to put on this plane.
yeah, well, I got it, and then the airplane's registered already, so it's set in stone, you know. But this is the only 3-view drawing of it in existence, and it was done for a magazine by a fellow named Mark Johnson. And he scaled everything up from photographs. He knew the dimensions of the engine. So the engine set the pattern for all of the other
I
dimensions.
see. So whatever this is 5 times, whatever.
Well, yeah, he could figure it out.
I see.
And then there's a bunch of photographs in that booklet over there that I'm working on. Reveals a lot of information.
I like to look
Gave the thing a toss and it actually floated.
like a frisbee.
Yeah, sort of flew. And so he came up with this concept. So
I'll never say anything bad about a foot doctor again.
There's a suicide shift.
That's right in the nutsack area too. Right? When you come off the bars, pig's ass. Now that's a plane.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Well, we're lucky we had a benefactor.
Yeah.
This hand, that hand. Whatever. So just be careful where you go because everything's pretty tight.
I can smell aviation fuel.
Yeah.
That smell. It's a nice smell.
Well, that's a pretty plane. Wow.
Oh, this is great in here. Just watch your head. Just watch your head, Don.
Oh, unbelievable. This is the best thing I've had.
Yeah, it was like an early plane. Very slow.
We had a plane landing on our lake all the time. It had a motor on top of the wing and there was a fuselage.
Kind of like a lake, something like that, or is that
I don't even know the name. It was visit my neighbor. He's a big time welder, and he'd come in, make a ton of noise, motor up, get out, have a cup of coffee, and then he'd leave.
Look at the engine.
But his motor was up at the top.
But this aircraft's been in at the aerodrome for probably the last 60 years. This up with the Tiger motor.
Oh yeah.
So now, Bill King had it. He passed away. His son flies it now. And then over here, Matt Hewer, who I think was your pilot today.
Okay.
He does an airback routine on Saturdays with the Great Lakes.
Okay.
It has a Ranger 6-cylinder in it.
I asked him if he was drinking, and he said no. I said,
No, not Matt. No. He used to be an airline pilot for back when was it Allegheny?
Really, he didn't look that old.
No, he didn't. I was surprised. And this was donated to us about 2 years ago. The guy across the Hudson River, there's a field that they made for Homebuilt and stuff, and so he made this.
Oh.
And he did regular circuits around the field.
Was it his design, or was it?
No,
a
no,
copy?
it's an original design,
Okay.
but he did a beautiful job on it.
As far as these old planes go, it's huge, huh?
Yeah, it has a Cirrus, I believe, 4-cylinder air cooled in it.
Look at the tail. It just starts up front here. And it's huge.
But the only thing is when you're handling on the ground, all these wires,
Yeah.
they get a little bit. And this is the one I was telling you about, that Charles Lindbergh, Anne-Laura Lindbergh, Amelia Earhart, you name it, they flew it.
It looks like a quality machine.
Oh my God, this thing is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
We have a Davis also, so just like this. And what they did for the air show, they had the tail feathers from, I think from the B-25 they flew it. So it was just a test, but what they did was they made it so it looked like it was wings. So they did a flying farmer kind of act. So the guy stole this airplane, right?
Yeah.
So you see the people holding on to the wings to get it back. And then he adds the power and the wings just fall off. And it is so realistic.
be hilarious.
Oh my God.
This is like it's brand new.
Yeah, he picked it up. Yeah. You want to come around the other side where the door is, you can see it better.
Okay.
Wow.
This is the Spirit of St. Louis, Don.
Is this the actual one?
No, it's a
Oh,
replica.
the replica.
He built this from scratch. Remember Ken we just met across the way in the hangar? This
You
is,
built this?
yep.
Yeah.
How the
He
hell
has
did
some
you
help
do
from a
that?
few people, but not many.
So that's,
So what he did was the original Spirit St. Louis had 5 gas tanks, 3 in the wing, 2 in the fuselage. So he just has one like 50-gallon in the fuselage.
yeah.
So so you can take a look. So what he did though was he made it so all the plumbing is exactly the way the original was. So if you want to take a look, this is what Charles Lindbergh looked at. Not much else. So if you look in the back, you can see the generator suspending from the ceiling. And that's what that air vane is turning.
That drives the generator?
That drives the generator. When you look straight down here, that's the meter for the earth inductor compass, which is what that generator is doing. So what it did was it looked at the magnetic lines of the earth. And basically it was the GPS of 1927.
And that's how we got across
What kind of
Atlantic.
what kind of power does this generate?
Oh, I don't know. Ken would know.
Yeah.
Ken knows this thing like crazy.
I
But
mean, imagine that little wheel gets humming, but
yeah, yeah,
Imagine him flying this thing across the Atlantic when he was in that plane.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right, take a peek.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Let's move this back so it's not.
Interesting brake drums on these.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. And, all right,
You can take a look.
It's not your way now.
Now, how many cylinders is this engine on this thing?
I think it's 9 cylinder.
Well, that's still
It's a
not-
right.
okay.
That's what started the project. The Rice plane you were in, Cole Palen bought those sight unseen. They were basket cases basically. So when they were delivered, they came from Arizona, and one of the crates was that engine, and he didn't even know he bought it. So then he said, "Well, then we need to build a spare St. Louis." So Ken Cassens basically built this for tribute to Cole
Oh, I see
Palen.
this funnel here.
That's to check for water.
Okay.
In the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the water's always going to go to its lowest point.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could pee in it, I'm not sure which, but
Well, I don't know. I would be overflowing, I think.
after 33 and a half hours, I guess you would.
In that chair, is that pretty much what he sat on the whole
That's
time?
exactly like,
Oh,
because
so-
what, we were lucky because the Smithsonian, if they had to go up on the Spirit, the real Spirit, with the cherry picker, the clean or whatever, they invited Ken down, put Ken up on a cherry picker, because there's no real drawing. In California, it was used in the movie High Road to China with Tom Selleck. I think they made 4 or 5 just like this, but it has a Ranger engine just like we have on our Albatross. So it's very reliable, and it's a great
Look at the engine on that thing.
show aircraft because it has the tail gunner in it.
Yeah.
6 cylinder.
Yeah. And normally those are inverted.
They're upside down?
So they convert them so they're right side up. But
How does oiling work on that? How's the stuff? I mean, you pump it all over and it's upside down.
Yeah.
I think we're collecting like that.
I'm sure they had thought with that. Yeah, which is why.
Is that what they have turned?
On a rotary engine, they have to turn them to get this oil out of the bottom cylinder. If they don't do that,